Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the GUIDO, and we are back with another really great video that I know that you are going to love. We are continuing to have conversations with people inside of the Academy Roleplay server, kind of meeting characters outside of the city and getting to know who they really are. This week's a really cool interview, and before I say anything about it, notice I'm wearing the color green. That's not by accident because we're talking with our Green Org leader. I know him as Sunshine, but I find out in this video he doesn't even go by that name anymore. So you have to find out what name he really does go by. It's a really great conversation. It's a lot of fun. And he's one of my favorite characters inside of the city. I know that you're going to love it as much as I did. Before we get to that, though, if you are interested in GTA RP, or maybe you're interested in looking for a new server to be a part of, I want to invite you to come hang out with us at the Academy. You can actually visit this link right here, click on it, get some information, put in an application, get in the community with us. I promise you, you won't regret it. Also, while you're here, I'd love it if you would hit the subscribe button. That keeps up with all the videos that we have that we put out so you don't miss any. So if you'll do that, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on this video right here. I'd love to get some feedback from you. Tell me what you think about the interview. If you're part of the TARP community, tell me who it is you would love for me to interview next. What kind of questions should I ask them? Whatever it is, I want to know what you think. I'd love for you to leave that feedback for me. All right, guys. Hey, let's jump into the video with my buddy Sunshine. Sunshine, what's up, brother?
What's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Absolutely, man. I am honored, and I appreciate so much you taking some time to stop in and hang out with me for a little bit. I told you when I messaged you, and I told you a few minutes ago when I really wanted to get you in, because one of the main reasons is because when I first got into the city, you and I think it was Mr. Tittles, and Leah and Demon. I ran into you guys at Legion, and you guys just kind of took me in, and man, you kept bringing out your cars, and you're like, "Yo, check out this car, check out this car, check out this car," and so, man, I always have enjoyed hanging out with you every time and then I just kind of kept running into you in the city, and you're like, "Yo, guy, what up, what up?" So, man, I appreciate you jumping in and being here with me today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, man. Well, let's start here. Let's start here. Kind of tell us about who is Sunshine. So we know Sunshine, and I want to talk about Sunshine. But who is Sunshine really? Who plays that character?
So you want to know about me?
Yeah, I want to know you, bro.
Well, a lot of people don't know Sunshine by that name anymore since the new city rolled in, the 3.0.
Okay.
But my character's name is Kenneth Tuxford, and that's actually my real name in real life. I did that on accident.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm married. Been married for a while now. Got a 6-year-old daughter, a 5-month-old boy.
Awesome.
I do construction. I'm a plumber, a commercial plumber. Do a lot of high rises, hospitals, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. And,
now, do you walk the beams? Do you walk beams and all that kind of
stuff? No beam. I'm a plumber. I just put plumbing in, put pipes in.
Yeah, man, I see those guys walking beams, dude. That's a crazy deal right there.
No, I do go on the tops though. I'm on the decks on the top of these buildings as they're going up. It's pretty wild.
I got you. Okay. All right. Well, very cool, man. Well, all right. Tell me this: what is if you were not running a prominent organization inside of the Academy, what might we find you doing? How do you spend your time? What kind of hobbies, interests? What are you into? What do you like to do?
I'm a very outdoorsy person. I love being outside. So usually you could, in the summertime when it's nice out, you could find me on a lake, a river. I like boating. I like tubing, swimming. Not really a fisher though. People are surprised by that because I'm always out on the water. But we got the swimming pool, campfires. I just enjoy being outside, mountain biking, stuff like that.
Okay, all right. Now, video games. Have you always been into games? Did you?
I've been.
No, go
I've
ahead.
been I've been playing video games as long as I can remember. I remember playing on the Nintendo system, the
Yeah.
NES, and I remember getting Super Nintendo for Christmas and Sega Genesis and then when it came beyond that though, my mom left it all up to me. I had to save up my own money to buy, I remember buying the PlayStation 2
Yeah.
and playing Grand Theft Auto, and I was always a PlayStation guy.
Yeah,
And
me
then
too.
I got friends that I used to play with on the PlayStation all the time, and we always said if they came out with a new PlayStation after PS4, that we were all gonna buy PCs.
Okay.
So when they came out with the PS5, I found something simple from Best Buy that I bought, and it works fantastic. It was on sale. I
Yeah.
bought a PC, and that was back in September. So
Awesome.
uh, yeah,
Very cool, man. So, all right. So now, would you consider yourself still a console guy, or are you like 100% gaming on PC now?
I'm like 100% on the PC now.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Very cool. Very cool. Um, what is it? Dad. So you're a dad, and you said two children, a daughter that's 6 and
Yep.
a son that's 5 months.
Yes.
Man, that keeps you busy, bro. I'm sure.
Oh, it does. It does.
Yeah, I'm
My
sure.
my daughter, 6-year old, she's the most outgoing character, like lovable character. She's such a goofball. Likes to play jokes and prank people,
Yes.
and she's always this is gonna sound bad. She never shuts up.
Yeah.
She's always talking, always singing, always making some kind of wacky noise, and I love it. It drives my wife crazy sometimes though, but I just I'm really good at tuning things out now too. So
Now, would you say you're all right? So I know she's 6, and personality-wise, probably still developing some. But from what you could tell, does she have more like your personality, or more like your wife's personality?
probably mine.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, my wife, because she's more. I'm not really an outgoing. I'm kind of an introvert. My wife's more of the outgoing type. Let's go do stuff, and let's stay home. Let's hang out together. And
yeah.
so,
So
but my daughter's gonna be. She's gonna be the class clown. She's gonna be the rock star. I tell people she's gonna make me rich one day.
nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I found when my oldest daughter is more like me, my youngest daughter is more like my wife, and I have learned more about my personality by watching my oldest daughter because she'll do things, and I'm like, man, she acts just like me, and I must be a jacked up joker. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. I see that in her too all the time. Some of the goofy stuff she does. It's
Yeah,
like, or yeah, like that's what I would do something like that. Or
exactly.
you know,
Exactly. And so the other thing that I wanted to just kind of mention, and you mentioned this, is you really, so in the city, you know, you are a notorious figure when you play your crim character. But really, you said you're kind of more of an introverted fella, like you just kind of to yourself and very chill.
yeah. I started off real slow in the city. I didn't get off the bases running at all.
I got you.
I just kind of stuck to myself, and then I had a couple people here and there that started helping me out. It wasn't until I met like Leroy and Colt and Tittles that I slowly started coming around them. I would just show up at Yellow Jack and they'd be there, and I started hanging out with them, started doing things with them, and it grew from there. Really, it just
Awesome. Okay, very cool. And I definitely want us to. I want us to get into. I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Green Organization and kind of get into that story. But I want to. I've got a game. You want to play a game?
okay.
I like to do this. It's just rapid fire random questions. I've got it on a computer, so I don't really even know what comes up. Sometimes they're stupid, sometimes they're not. But we'll just go through them and see, and it just kind of helps us maybe talk about some things that we wouldn't normally bring up. So we'll start with this one. What would you rather have, your dream job, or would you rather win the lottery?
Probably dream job. I mean, dream job. It's like winning the lottery.
Yeah, I mean that's true. They say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, are you a morning person or an evening person?
I'm more of an evening person, but I have no problem with the mornings.
Okay, all right. I'm sure with your profession, you're up early and out the door.
Three wake up at 3:30 every morning.
Wow, holy
It
smokes!
sucks.
Well, that brings perspective to when I see you on in the city, and it's later in the evening. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're out there grinding. All right. Do you wear socks with sandals?
I mean, socks with Crocs.
I
You
heard
ain't you
that.
ain't You ain't rocking if you ain't cracking.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yo, put that in the chat. You ain't rocking unless you're crocking. Okay. Uh, I love that. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to coin that. Make it a T-shirt or something. What word do you hate hearing? Is there like a word that somebody says or so you hear and you're like, ugh, gross? No, quit saying that.
Honestly, I hate it when people say my bad. Like, no, duh, it's your bad. So apologize. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Um. All right. Let's say I don't like that. No. What's your favorite part about the Christmas season?
I hate Christmas. It being over.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So just not into all the hype and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, that's the outgoing side that I'm just not. I don't like having to get presents for people and watch them get excited and then have people give me a present and I have to worry about what if it's something I hate and then I gotta act all like yay when really I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah. I got you. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Have you ever won an award for like a talent or a skill?
Uh, no.
Okay. If you sang karaoke, what would be your go-to song?
Tequila.
Okay.
It's just
I like it. I love it. All right. And then last one. Let's see. Let's do a good one here. What is your favorite dessert?
you know I'm gonna go with the candy on this. I love Reese's Pieces, or not Pieces, Reese's peanut butter cups. Those are my absolute favorite. If you need to
Yes.
win me over, that's how you win me over.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. That's awesome. All right, very cool. All right, I won't torture you anymore with those. I think they're fun though. I like them. All right, so let's transition over to the Academy and let's talk about you in the Academy. I want to start with kind of how you got involved in that. How did it come about that you found the Academy? How did you get connected? All that kind of good stuff.
I've been searching for something like this for years.
Okay.
When I was on PlayStation, I'd watch YouTube videos and see YouTube videos of people doing this, and I had no idea what RP was.
Right.
And I'm like, how are they playing as cops? How are they on GTA doing this? I never understood it, and I would look into it, and I could never find anything.
Right.
So when I finally bought the PC, I started, I would come across someone RPing on TikTok, and then I could just never find the right one. I would come across something, and it just, I don't know, it wasn't for me. And one day I was actually searching for GTA RP and I came across Messer. And I was
Okay.
like, oh wow, this is fun. This looks awesome. And then it transferred me over to Twitch and then I started watching his Twitches.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally one day I clicked on that link and I applied.
Awesome.
And it's yeah.
Very cool. All right. So now, did you get the PC before, or did you already have the PC when you got connected?
I already had the PC.
Okay. All right. Because we've heard so many people. Well, even my story is, I wanted to be in the city. I applied. I got accepted. I went to load in, and my PC was too crappy to run it. And so I was like, "Dang it, bro!" And so I ended up having to. My ganker actually ended up building me a computer, and we had to wait for parts, all that kind of good stuff. So, all right. So you said, going back to you in the city. So you said you got in, and you said you were kind of a slow starter. When you first got in, did you know anything about it, or were you trying to have to figure everything out?
I had to figure everything out, and I was too scared to go and ask people for help.
Yeah.
And I remember my first time trying to rob a gas station. My head popped,
Oh,
and when I flew back in, I flew back. Oh, I better fly back into the same spot. I did, and Messer was inside the gas station and arrested me, and I became a felon. So now I wasn't allowed to have a gun, and I was just like, I didn't know what to do. Like I'm brand new. I can't even buy a gun now. I can't.
yeah.
How am I gonna survive?
Yeah. That's awesome. So, all right. So then you start running around with, and this just kind of was kind of what you had mentioned. If I miss any pieces, I think jump in. But you kind of started running around with Skittles and different ones. Now, how did the green organization come together? Like, was that already established and you just attached yourself to it, or did y'all form that as a group?
So before I ever really became part of the city, there was a green gang called the Banditos, and I was not a part of that. I didn't really know who they were.
Okay.
And then there was an MC, a motorcycle club, and that's what had Leroy, Tittles. Well, actually, it was Leroy, Colt, Jade, and some other people. Uh, and I just started hanging around with them. I just would show up at Yellow Jet because that's where they always were. And Leroy was always parked in the same spot. You knew exactly where you could always find Leroy. And then I just started running with them. I started, if they were doing stuff or if they needed a hand, I would join them. So I was never officially part of the motorcycle club until way later in, when finally I was like, I tried doing another gang thing, it fell apart, and then finally I approached Leroy and I was like, man, I kind of want to get in on this motorcycle club, and they talked about it and they came back and they actually patched me and they didn't even make me do a prospect because,
Nice.
I've been hanging with them so long,
Yeah, absolutely.
and
Very
then
cool.
when the new city came in, when the 3.0 came in, the motorcycle gang and the Banditos were, close, always allies, hung out with each other. So decided to merge, and when we did the merger, they for some reason decided to make me vice president.
Okay.
But Jade was president, but she's no longer in the city, so I got promoted.
Okay. All right. And so you are leading the Green Gang or the Green Organization, excuse me, and you guys are uh, I think a formidable force. Highly recognized inside the city. I would think, to me, in my opinion, the Green Organization, the Blue Gang, probably the two most prominent groupings inside of the city.
Us and Blue Gang, we're so tight with each other that if I were to fly into the city, if I wanted to go hang out with Blue Gang, I could go hang out with them, no problem. And sometimes we do just hang out with each other. Like last night, we were all up Yellow Jack, all of green, all of blue, just hanging out, and we joined the same radio channel and everything, and just chilling. It was pretty cool.
That's cool. Awesome. So, all right, tell me this because here is one of the things for me that I have always appreciated about you. So, just a quick story of how I kind of came across you. I was brand new to the city. I think I spent my first couple of times that I ever flew in that I don't even remember what that place is. It's on the far left of the map. And I would fly, used to be able to fly in there. I don't even think you can do that anymore. And I just practiced walking because I didn't even know what I was doing. But in some of the first times that I ever flew in and I was riding around, I ran into you guys at Legion. And I already kind of mentioned that. And you guys were super kind. And, like I said, you pulled out your vehicles, all that kind of stuff. And I have noticed that you do that. That is something that you kind of do is you find people that are new and you kind of welcome them. And so it's interesting because you're this notorious character, but then you're also this guy that's like, yo, let me
Oh,
let me help you out.
so it's funny because whenever I feel terrible when I find out that I robbed or kidnapped someone that was brand new to the city, and I'll go back and find them and I give them their stuff back and then I give them extra stuff back and like, sorry, I didn't know you were new, I help them get on their feet.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there was one guy that I robbed and I didn't know he was brand new to the city. So I was with Leroy, I'm not sure who else. I think it was Jade. But we were trying to chase this guy back down to give him his stuff back, and he thought we were coming after him again. So he was just running, running, running,
Yeah.
and we weren't able to return his stuff. I felt horrible. I feel bad when I do that. When I rob someone that's new, doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Hey, but that's part of the RP part of that where you're playing this character and you kind of have to play that out at times. The other thing that I always appreciated about you that is it's important to me. It's something that I think connects me to you is not only did you welcome me, you didn't rob me or anything like that, but there were other times that I'd run into you and you'd be like, yeah, no, we don't do that. Like it's not a button, it's a muscle. It's
Yeah.
and so you just kind of have been to me, you have been that person. And there's been others, but I specifically think of several times where you would just be like, no, this is how we do this here. Where does that kind of come from for you?
So I'm actually very horrible at that myself. But I was hanging out with a bunch of people that streamed, so I was always in the background on streams. So I was always getting yelled at for messing up, and
Okay.
and even to this day, I still sometimes do. Uh, I sometimes I have a hard time not cussing, and when stuff is going on,
Yeah.
I'm a construction worker. I'm with these guys all day, just cussing left and right,
Yeah.
and so I'm always getting yelled at for it. I've gotten a lot better at it with the help of my fellow Green Gang too,
Yeah.
and yeah, and I just spread it too to other people because you never know who's streaming. I found that out. You never know, so you just gotta just pretend like you're always being watched. Don't do follow the rules.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we have had an influx of brand new people that have come into our community recently. I know that even last night when I was playing, I was in the city. There were multiple people that I ran into that were like a day, 2 days into being into the city. What would you tell somebody that is brand new to the city, whether they have RP experience or they don't? What is some advice that Sunshine would give them? What do you think that they need to know about being in the city?
I would warn them what gangs to stay away from, what people to try not to associate with, what locations to probably not go to alone.
Yeah,
Uh, and I always tell people if you need help, we're always up at Yellow Jack. Come up and give us a visit. We're willing to help, and if you need advice or just need to know how to do stuff, we're always willing to give you a hand. So, and I try to share my contact with everybody I come across, so that way you could always call me too. Get in touch with me, and I'll help you out the best I can.
yeah, absolutely. At a price sometimes though, correct?
Oh, I've done that. Yep, yep, I've done that.
Okay, so all right, so I think that's a good question about new people. But this is, I think, a really good question for you, and you may have already touched on this a bit, but I want to still ask it. So you've been a part of the city for a while, since September. That's longer than I have. You were part of an older version of the city. Now you're part of a newer version of the city. You've got you've got experience. You're pretty active inside of the community. For you know, if you had and this is, you do have an opportunity to say, hey, here's something that I want to just mention to our players, to our community. Here's something that I'd love to remind them of, or I want to just tell them about. I feel like, and I said this about Ricky when I interviewed him. I think it's true for you. I think you're a good ambassador for the city just because you have the time you're willing to help people. What is it that you'd love to just kind of remind the community about, or tell them about just something that you want them to know? Is there anything like that you're like, yo, community, I want you to think about this, remember this when you're in the city?
I want everyone to remember that this is a video game. To be civil, to not be vicious, don't be mean. And also being able to separate the RP from real life, because I've got a couple other characters I don't really play too often, but they'll have a totally different attitude and mentality than my main characters do. So
Okay.
yeah, it's just just be civil.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's important. And sometimes I think people take it personal, or they have a hard time telling the difference between RP and real, but really it's
Hard
RP.
time with it. I have a hard time with it sometime myself. I'm sure you could ask Willard and Leroy and some people, and I'm sure they'll tell you that I
Yeah.
could be a complete, you know, yeah, that's all I'll say.
Okay, I got you. I got you. All right. All right. So you do have experience in the city. You do have, you've been around, you've seen a lot of things. What for you are some of your most memorable moments? Like when you think back about all the times that you've been in the city, what are some of the most memorable moments that you have?
So, back in the old city, we with the motorcycle crew, we used to always go to the trap houses, rob the trap houses, and then we would just wait for the police to show up, and we would just purposely get into a shootout with the police and try to take out as many as we can. And there was always one person who could just never get away, and that was Tittles.
Okay.
For some reason, Tittles just Could never get away. Um,
Okay.
yeah, those are fun times.
That's funny. Now you also have so we've talked a lot about you, Sunshine. Now is Sunshine? I know you said that you don't really go by that name. Is that not a name that you're using anymore inside the city?
No, not so. What happened is when the new city came in, when you would share your contact, like in the old city, if you wanted to give someone your contact, you just legit had to give them your phone number and then
Yeah.
tell them your name. So we all decided to have nicknames, so that way, if we're ever in an altercation with the police, we're not shouting each other's names. Because Wiggum was playing as Doug Bossy when we kidnapped Ganchi, and he kept saying our names. That's why Nacho ended up getting busted. It was because he kept saying. So when the new city came in, though, and you would share your contact, it would automatically give your full name. And
Yeah.
I just recently found out you don't have to share your contact like that. You can still just give out your phone number and then tell them your name.
Yeah.
But nobody knows me. Like if you go into the city and you ask some people about Sunshine, they're gonna go, "Who's that?" Because
Yeah.
I haven't really been telling people that's my name lately.
I got you. Okay. I know when you gave me. I remember when the new city hit, and I ran into you. It was down by that trucking job or something. I can't remember exactly where it was. You gave me a phone number, and you're like, "Well, I guess I just gave you my real name." I was like,
Oh
"That's
yeah,
all right."
because you never knew my real name. You always
Nuh-uh.
knew me as
I
Sunshine.
only knew you as Sunshine, and I
Yep.
changed it in my phone. I said, "You know what? I'm changing it to Sunshine because that's how I know you. And if I see Kenny in my phone, I'm not gonna have any idea who that is." So you will always forever be always forever be Sunshine to me. All right, so you ready to do some community questions, and let's see what people got for you, bro.
Yeah, we could do that.
Let's get it, man. What kind of questions do you have for Kenny? But really, honestly, I'm for making the Yellow Jack great again. But now I'm going to start a new hashtag, which is Bring Back Sunshine. That's going to be my new. That's going to be my new hashtag.
All right.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what kind of questions people have for you. Um, all right, so Ganker asked this question, and yes, because we actually talked about this earlier through Discord. He says this: Do you remember? So Ganker asked, "Do you remember killing for Guy because the guy disrespected him? Do you remember that?"
Yes, I remember that. I remember that. And if it wasn't for Ganker, because that guy had me convinced that he wasn't lying. So I was like, Ganker, tell me what's going on? And he's like, no, he's wrong. So I remember I stabbed him.
Yep.
I I remember that. And if it was not you guys are just so like, you guys don't lie. You can't. There's no way you guys I think could lie with those characters. So yeah, I took your word for it, and I took a guy out for you.
So there's two things about that story that are hilarious to me. The first one is I had a friend in that I had talked into coming in the city, and he was hanging out with us, but he only been in the city like maybe once or twice, and so we found that guy, and he was making fun of us, and we brought him up. We just happened to bring him up there. You happened to be there, and then you killed him. And I remember my friend being like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Sunshine. He takes care of stuff."
That's why I remember. I always told you guys, hey, if you ever need anything, come up and let me know, and you guys would.
No, absolutely. The other
Yeah,
thing I remember about that story that's hilarious is I had no idea that was Gansey until he posted it on TikTok.
I had no idea either. That was when I saw that come up on TikTok. Oh man, the memories that just came back. Too.
Ganker,
Oh,
Ganker sent me a text and said, "Go see Gansey's last TikTok right now." And man, we cracked up about it. It was pretty funny. All right, so that was pretty good. Let's see. Skittles said you were a Grinch. I guess that's because you don't like Christmas.
oh yeah, probably. I
He
get
said,
called that a lot.
he said new nickname Grinch, and he's green. So there you go. That works.
Oh god.
The milkman. All right, this isn't a question, just a statement. The milkman said he's disappointed. He was going to buy you some Reese's peanut butter cups for Christmas. I guess that's out now.
You can still. I said that's how you win me over. You can still get those, and then maybe I'll change my mind.
All right, who is your? All right, let me ask this question. This question made me think of this, so I want to ask it this way. Uh, Raylan asked, who is your favorite cop in the city? I'll let you answer that. I want to ask it for you and your Crim character. Who is the most challenging cop for you to deal with or get away from?
Be honest, it's Willard.
Okay.
When Willard wants something from you, he's on you like nonstop. He doesn't back off. I mean, he's easy to get away from, but as far as interrogating you and always stopping you and checking you out, yeah, he's probably the most difficult to like talk your way out of and get away from.
Okay. All right. I remember the first time I ever met Willard was you were there. He pulled up at the Yellow Jack. I had no idea who he was. There were some other people there, and they were talking smack or whatever it was. And I remember you saying, "Yo, that's the sheriff. We don't mess with him."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, "Yo, Sunshine said we don't mess with the sheriff. I'm about that life."
We always try to not mess with BCSO, because that's our turf. We try to stay friendly with them. I know it doesn't always happen, but we try to stay cordial with BCSO. LSPD and state, whatever. And
Well, I don't know that I love that remark, being as I'm an LSPD officer and all, but I get it. I understand that. Cap Willard says, hold on, I lost it. What does he say? Oh shoot, I lost it on my thing. He said Kenny is great. He's just grumpy sometimes.
yeah, I can be grumpy. I'm not gonna lie. I know I can be.
Well, that's because you're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, bro. That's what's going on.
That's why sometimes I'm playing till 11 o'clock at night. People are like, "What are you doing?" It's like we're having such great RP right now, having so much fun. I can't help it sometimes.
All right. Other than yourself and the people that you like, your green org. So, and I guess you could put them in there. Who would you say is, in your mind, one of the best Crim characters in the city?
I don't know. That's a tough question, and that's loaded.
No, it is, and I know there's a lot of different layers because then you've got different facets to that, as far as people that can get away, people that can rob things, people that can hunt people down. I know there's different avenues for that. Anything that stands out, or are you just going to avoid that one
You know what?
altogether?
I gotta say, good job to the Blue Gang. I really like some of the stuff they do and how they figured out a lot of stuff. I don't. They always seem to be ahead of the curve of everybody else.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Skittles says, "Do you miss Nick Rowley?"
yes, yes, I do. He lives in a river down by the van. Or lives in a van down by the river. Wow,
Japan, mother.
wow,
Okay.
wow! I butchered that.
No, you did great. Um, Skittles also says, "I need to ask you about Weasel News."
Well, what about it?
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
always
we did go around trying to be the Weasel News Cruise for a while,
okay.
and he was using his Nick Raleigh voice, but he has such a deep voice, and trying to do that high squeaky voice, he couldn't last doing it long, and we just kind of never once the new city came in, we just kind of never went back to it.
I got you. You know what I miss? I miss when you guys would stand down at the intersection down by Legion and panhandle.
Oh, I still do that from time to time. That's with Rusty Shackelford.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's a hilarious character, or that's a
Yeah, I got a
hilarious little
car.
scene
I
that
got a
y'all do.
car that looks like a total, piece of crap, and I'll pretend to be broken down on the side of the highway or at an intersection, and a lot of the cops don't like that, but I do it anyway.
Yeah, yeah, they'll come over the radio and be like, "Okay, there's a ordinance against panhandling, blah blah blah." So I have been in on the radio when they have said that, and I'm like, "Yo, y'all don't know that's Sunshine? Y'all gotta leave him alone, bro. What's wrong with y'all?"
Oh, that's not Sunshine. That's Rusty
Oh,
Shackelford.
right, right, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I got you. All right, okay. This is an anonymous question. They asked for me to ask this anonymously.
Oh boy.
Actually, when they put it in Discord, it only came through anonymously. Who's the most popular gang member in Green?
That's why it's anonymous. It's Nacho. It's Nacho.
It's 100% Nacho.
100%. 100. It's not even my gang. It's Nacho's gang. Ask Blue. Blue will tell you it's Nacho's gang.
So Wiggum says, "Why does everyone call Green Nacho Gang?" I guess I guess the question is, why does everybody say Nacho is the leader?
There was a point in time where Nacho was the most active member because all the rest of us all have I have a BCSO character,
Yeah.
and we all have other characters, and Nacho didn't. So if we were on as another character, he would still come on as his Green Gang character. So he was the most active in Green Gang, and he was doing all the dirty work for us. He was the one that was finding everything out, getting all the, he was hustling. He was working hard, and then we did a we had a gang leader meeting down in Blue Gang territory, and Jesse was going. We were all talking, taking turns talking, and Jesse was kind of leading it, saying, "All right, Long Gang, all right, Forsaken, you talk." And then when he got to us, we were last. He goes, "All right, Nacho and the Green Gang," and I'm like, "What the hell? I'm standing right here. This is my gang." And it just hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. It's funny though. It's fun.
That's funny. And to be honest though, he can take all the heat for you, bro. Like let him take the heat, and
Yeah.
you just keep running the show.
It's all right. Yeah, so many people think he's the one running the show. Though I thought Nacho was the leader. It's like, oh yeah, he's the leader.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
Everything that's happened is because he's done it.
yeah.
I like that.
He
I
did.
like it.
He did take the hit for when we kidnapped Ganchi. He did take the. He did go to jail for us, and we did break him out of jail too.
I got you. So all right, so someone asked this question: if someone was interested in joining the Green Gang, is there a process that you could talk about that you could share, like how that works?
If you have interest in joining Green, basically you gotta just start coming around and hanging out with us. You gotta show us who you are, what you are, and then if you could prove yourself to us, then we'll add you as a hang around, and then we go from there.
I got you. Okay. All right. Very cool. Let's see. Eagle asked, let me see if I can understand. Will there be a gang war soon with the Green Gang?
I not at the moment. No, no. We're trying to. We did have a little beef going on with the Long Gang last night, but we made peace.
Okay. All right. Basically, what you're saying is they got scared of you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. I love it. I love it. All right, brother. Well, listen. Let me. I want to kind of close out our time together like this. Let me ask this question, and I like to end it this way because I think it's important. I think it's important for us to be able to say, answer this question is one, what makes the Academy so special to you? And it's probably the same answer. Why do you enjoy the Academy so much? And then the second part of that question is, what would you tell someone that's maybe looking for an RP server? Maybe they're interested in GTA RP. What would you tell them about the Academy? And that's why I say they're probably the same answer. That says, "Hey, come join us. You won't regret it." What is that for you?
You won't regret it. It's the friendships you make. It's like family. You're gonna meet so many people. You're gonna create relationships with them. I got a bunch of people. Like we got phone numbers. We talk outside of the city.
Yeah.
I plan on meeting up with some of them actually in IRL. Um, and I just know anytime I could go onto the Discord and go into any of these voice chats and just say like, "Hey, come on, someone come chit chat," and half the time it's already going on, and you could just join any voice chat and everyone's friendly, cordial, and it's just I don't know, it's a family. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree, and it is a welcoming community where man, we want you to come in and we want you to be a part of it, and we want you to help. And so whether you have been a part of it for 2 days or you've been a part of it for 6, 7, 8, 9 months, we do this together, and so everything that we're doing is ultimately to build community and relationships, and so that is a special part of it too.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
well, brother, thank you so much for jumping on here with me, man. It has been my absolute honor for you to come on, talk about the community, and man, I wanted to introduce you to the world, well, and if not the world, at least the community of Tarp. And you're one of my favorite characters in the city, and I just wanted to introduce you, and I wanted to get the chance to chat with you for a little bit. So I appreciate that, man.
No, thanks for the invite. I'm glad that he chose me. It
Yeah.
means a lot.
No, absolutely, man. Well, hey, listen, much love to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the city, sir.
All right, thanks.
All right, brother. Have a good one, sir.